Hello everyone, I am Lucia and in this video we are going to start solving a series of exercises that combine the use of do, while and switch commands, loading structure arrays, searching within a structure array, creating a txt file, and read its content later. Let's go with the first part. An options menu in C, it's an interactive command. This means that we are going to listen, reading in the console, what the user wants to do. This interaction will be repeated as many times as the user wants. I started the program by declaring a shared variable, characters type called answer. It will hold a yes or a no response, complicating things unnecessarily. In my head, I was going to ask to the user if he wanted to go back to the menu, but then I changed my mind and I thought of something more basic. First, I wrote code to read an integer entered by the user. I stored that number in a variable and then I wrote the while command. The while had that condition that you are seeing, which means as long as there is no 4 in the menu. If the user entered the number 4, the program would finish executing. I wrote, without paying much attention, what I want to happen depending on what the user was going to choose. How is the code that I wrote interpreted? Well, case 1, that is option 1, displays the message that I wrote in case 1 on the console. Case 2 displays the message that I wrote inside case 2 on the console. And so on and so forth for all the other cases. Since case 4 does not meet the condition declared within the while loop, that is 4 is the number that the while loop is programmed to reject, then the menu closes and the program stops executing. When I ran the compiler, the first errors appeared. I omitted the colon that is written next to each case. I also forgot to use the switch keyword, which is a function that comes in the C library and automates the process of directing the program to the commands that we have written. Explained very briefly, manage the menu. So I found an example of how switch commands were declared and wrote it in the code. The switch command reads what the user has chosen to do and executes it. What happened to me here? I never read what the user wanted to do because I did the question after I tried to listen to the answer. So I corrected the error and recompiled. Then, as you noticed, the program never stopped. This happens to me all the time when I use cycles because I forget that all the loops, when they start, you have to manually stop them by changing the code condition that originally started it. Obviously, I didn't realize right away and I thought the issue was something else. I thought the error was in the type of loop I was using. So I changed the while loop to a do while. The difference here is that the while loop first checks if the response meets the condition and if it does, it prints the menu. On the other hand, the do while loop prints the menu first and then checks if the condition is met or not to see if it prints the menu again or not. In the end, I did figure out that I had to write the command to stop the while loop inside all the options case and ask the user what he wanted to do each time. This fixed the infinite loop repeat bug. I also add option 4 and the default option. Since we use a do-while loop, the program informs us that we have exited the menu instead of closing itself. The default is executed when the user enters an invalid number. And be careful here, if I enter an invalid number now, the same thing would happen to me as at the beginning. The program would be executed infinitely. Precisely because I did not ask the user what he wants to do again. But following the example, now I only have to correct the error that is seen on the screen. The query for the user is printed twice by console. Since I wasn't quite sure where each print came from, I changed the content of one of the printf commands, and when I identified which command was redundant, I deleted. That's all for now. In the next video, we are going to use this menu to load an struct vector and display it on the console. I hope you find this tutorial useful. If you have any doubt, you can write it down in the comment section right below. I'm gonna leave my email address if you want to send me some exercises that I could help you to solve.